Port of Spain's Red House has been the scene of many historic events. Under colonial rule, it was the seat of government for over 50 years. It was on the lawn before it that at a few minutes to midnight on the 30th of August 1962, Her Royal Highness, as the representative of the Queen, witnessed the birth of our nation, the 15th member of the Commonwealth. Representatives from over 50 nations were present when the Union Jack was lowered, marking the end of alien rule. On the stroke of midnight, our own national flag, red, white and black, rose gracefully to the top, marking the attainment of freedom. Heads of religious bodies offered prayers to God to guide the new nation faithfully in the paths of democracy and peace. There was rejoicing among the people gathered in the University of Woodford Square that freedom had come, that the soil which their ancestors from many lands and of divers races had watered with their blood and sweat and tears had become their own to shape and to fashion. The rejoicing was marked by dignified restraint in keeping with the call to discipline by the Prime Minister, who in 6 brief years had led his people from colonialism to nationhood. August 31st, 1962. And here in the Red House, all are gathered to witness the official ceremony marking the inauguration of the first Parliament for independent Trinidad and Tobago. Her Royal Highness delivers the throne speech, then reads a personal message from Her Majesty the Queen.
I have it in command from Her Majesty the Queen to read the following message to her Parliament and people of Trinidad and Tobago. I am very pleased that my aunt, the Princess Royal, is acting as my personal representative at the celebrations to commemorate the independence of your country. I know that she has greatly looked forward to paying a return visit to Trinidad and Tobago and to being with you on this important occasion in your history. It is with every good wish for the future that I extend a warm welcome to Trinidad and Tobago as a new member of the Commonwealth family of nations. I do not doubt that your country, which has already shown how people of many varied origins and traditions may live harmoniously together, will, in spite of its small area, play a full part in promoting cooperation and mutual understanding in the world. I pray that God may bless and keep Trinidad and Tobago in all the years that lie ahead. Signed, Elizabeth Farr.
Her Royal Highness now hands over the constitutional instruments to the Prime Minister, who in turn replies.
May it please your Royal Highness, it is with a feeling of deep pride, pleasure and satisfaction as Prime Minister of the newly independent state of Trinidad and Tobago that I offer you for transmission to Her Majesty the Queen the profound thanks and appreciation of the government, Parliament and people of this country for Her Majesty's gracious message. We have looked forward with considerable pleasure to our entry into the Commonwealth family. Now that this goal has been achieved, I ask you to convey to Her Majesty an expression of our unfailing loyalty and devotion to her throne and person. We have been inspired by her good wishes, and we pledge ourselves to fulfill the promise expected of us, not only by Her Majesty, but by all the nations of the world, to show how our small community, with its people drawn from many lands, of diverse racial origins, and subscribing to a variety of religious beliefs, can, in harmonious cooperation, make its contribution to the sum total of world peace, world progress, and world happiness. May I conclude by expressing the hope that this visit of yours to our shores, which is not the first, will certainly not be the last, and that we shall have on some future occasion the opportunity to display once more the esteem and affection in which you are held by the people of Trinidad and Tobago, and to demonstrate to you the contributions which we have set out to make to world democracy and to the defense and protection of human freedom.
The Leader of the Opposition, Dr. Capildale, now speaks.
May it please your Royal Highness to accept our sincerest thanks from this side of the House for the signal honor you have so graciously bestowed upon us by being present among us on this unforgettable occasion. It is fitting that at this historic moment, independence is heralded with the adornment and luster of British parliamentary democracy, and that it is dedicated to the British parliamentary tradition. Every such dedication is a barrier which evil minds will have to surmount in order to advance into totalitarian paths. Nevertheless, we enter the future with high hopes and with unbounded confidence in ourselves, we and the other side of the House.
The ceremony is ended. Parliament is inaugurated, and independent Trinidad and Tobago has become the 15th member of the Commonwealth of Nations. What now are our responsibilities?
The first responsibility that devolves upon you is the protection and promotion of your democracy. Democracy means more, much more, than the right to vote, and one vote for every man and every woman of the prescribed age. Democracy means recognition of the rights of others. Democracy means the equality of all in the eyes of the law. Democracy means equality of opportunity for all in education, in the public service, and in private employment. I repeat, and in private employment. Democracy means responsibility of the government to its citizens, the protection of the citizens from the exercise of arbitrary power and the violation of human freedom and individual rights. Democracy means freedom of worship for all and the subordination of the rights of any one race to the overriding right of the human race. Democracy means freedom of expression and assembly and organization. All that is democracy. All that is our democracy, to which I call upon all citizens to dedicate themselves on this our Independence Day. This is what I meant when I gave the nation as its slogan for all time: discipline, production, tolerance. Our national flag belongs to all citizens. Our national coat of arms with our national birds inscribed therein is the sacred trust of all our citizens. So it is today. Please, I urge you, let it always be so. Let us always be able to say with the psalmist, behold how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity.
Discipline, production, tolerance. These are our goals. Discipline both personal and collective. Greater production at all levels. Tolerance of the other's point of view or religion or social custom